Hello, dear viewers. Praise the Lord. I hope you are all safe and sound at your home. I'm extremely sorry for being very late this time because I was little busy with my daughter's FSC exams. Thank God she's done them, and I am there again with you. I hope you have not forgotten me, nor I will let that happen at all. So today, before I start again, I would request if you are new on my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon button so that you can get the new notification. And now I will not be this much late. I'll be regularly in touch with you because now I am really going to touch very important topic that might be the need of many, especially those who really wish to join this noble teaching profession. Today, we are going to discuss the important W's of teaching, along with the role of capital H in teaching. Now, you must be thinking, what do I mean by W's and H? Now, when I say W's of teaching, I mean to say what, where, who, whom. And when I say H of teaching, which has more influence on these W's of teaching, is how. So, what covers the content of the teaching, which many of us are well aware of. We are qualified for our subjects, we know the content matter. So, most of the teachers, I would say, are good at what to teach. When to teach, I mean to say, what is the time of the teaching? Either it's the first period, second period, once a week, twice a week, thrice a week. So it determines the time of teaching that what. And who is going to teach is going to be the person who has to teach, like the teacher, and whom are going to be the students of different level whom you are going to teach. Say proudly, are very good in all these W's. They know what they have to teach. They are very good at it. I have seen myself many teachers fantastically good at their subject and they know the content very well. But still, at times, they do not get the desirous result despite knowing the content, despite being expert in the subject they are going to teach. Now, what is the reason here? I hope you are going to get me. The reason basically here is that many of the ones who are very expert in their teaching, in their content, are at times lacking in that age how to teach. It is difficult for many of the teachers to come to the level of the children and then to teach them according to their level, their psychology, their personalities, and their mental capabilities. So unless and until the teacher, no matter how educated and qualified he or she is, he or she has to really be working on how to teach, and all my effort is there on how to teach. I might be a little help for many of those who really want to be good teachers. And I had read the other day somewhere, if being mothers you really want the best teacher for your child, then being teachers you really have to be the best teachers for the children of others as well, and God will automatically bless your own children with best teachers as well. So how to teach is very important, and now my focus in my upcoming videos will be on how to teach. So it's basically today the modern education, and if you talk about the latest education in Europe, it's mostly talk about the activity based education or the student centered class in the schools. And this is still lacking in our country. Still, many of the teachers are using the one lady or one man show in the classrooms, where the teacher is all the time doing everything and the children are the passive listeners, and the passive listeners are not going to produce the fantastic results in future. Passive listeners only are not going to be the future of our country, those who really will do something miraculous and something fantastically well for our country. So we teachers really need to make ourselves very, very innovative and creative in the methods of teaching, so that we can have the great influence on our children's personalities, and we can make the learning joy and fun for them. So it's very, very important then to learn how to teach. Teachers may be good at their subject, they may not need any help to teach what they have to teach, but I think all the teachers today need help to be good in the class, to be influential in the class, to be inspiring in the class for their students once they know how to teach in an interesting way that might bring back the fledgling interest of our students in the classroom. So today we are talking about the moons and the planets, and then we are conquering them, and we are talking about the latest era, the digital era, the internet era, the social media gadgets era, and even the e-teaching. But I can't understand why don't we get convinced that it's actually in the end the teacher herself who has to make use of all these AV aids, either they are the old or the latest, to make her teaching effective for the students. So, how to teach is the great thing that we are all going to discuss about. And if I talk about how to teach, there are different steps that the inspiring teacher should have in her mind before she enters the class. So, I am going to cover them quickly in this video, and in my upcoming videos I will be actually teaching a lesson for the teachers to see and to observe me. If there is some topic, how can I teach effectively for my students? So my next videos will really be great help for all those who are actually the beginners in this holy profession. So, how to teach actually covers from your aims and objectives of the lesson of your content, and they really end up at how do you summarize your lesson. Now, when we talk about aims and objectives, whenever we go shopping, and if I don't have anything in my mind, and I simply, get my bag and I go to the bazaar, I will just be wasting my time, just be doing window shopping here and there, and would come back tired, buying nothing useful of my use. Same happens here, that if you haven't any aims and objective in your mind and you're just entering the class empty minded, you will just, then what will you do? You will just open the book, start reading, and without caring whether the children are there with you listening to you or not, or whether they are sleeping in the class, you will just read, explain, write few things on the board, bell rings, and off you go. So it's very, very important that you actually have the clear aims in your mind before you enter the class, and that is called actually the lesson planning, which is done always beforehand. The teacher actually teaches the lesson in the class. So that lesson planning really helps us to be confident, to be fluent, to be extraordinary, and above all, to be inspiring and understanding for our students, no matter whatever level they belong to. So aims and objectives will make me confident in how am I going to teach things. Please remember that my emphasis is on how to teach interestingly in the class in an inspiring way. So if I have an aim that I want my students to be fluent at reading, I want my student to understand the difficult terms of the lesson, I want my students to be good at figuring out or drawing out this certain picture in their copies afterwards, I want my students to be answering all the questions I'll be asking them during the lesson. So unless and until I have these aims and objectives, I will not be actually emphasizing them in the class, or will make sure that I achieve them at the end. If I have these aims only, then I'll be emphasizing upon reading, and I'll make sure that each student in my class, I make him or her best, or let's say fluent at reading. I had my aim before entering the class that I will make sure that my students will understand all that what will I teach. So during your teaching, through different techniques and strategies, you will be making sure that the students are actually with you throughout your lesson and they are understanding your method of teaching. So it's very, very important to have some clear, specific objectives in your mind according to the topic of your subject that you have to teach, so that जब आप क्लास में जा रहे हैं तो आपको बहुत क्लियरली पता है कि आपने क्या पढ़ाना है और आपने किस तरह से स्टार्ट करना है with this beautiful smile on your face, so that your students actually feel the same energy, positive energy, and they are also very much active with you in the class. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप क्लियर हो कि आपने जब क्लास में जाना है तो आप क्या करते हैं. ऐसे ही उठ के बेल हुई और क्लास में चले जाना, तो फिर हमें डिसिप्लिन प्रॉब्लम भी फेस करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जब बच्चे का इंटरेस्ट हम डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे तो उसने क्या करना है, उसने फिर हमें तंग करना है. तो फिर हम उनको जब पनिशमेंट में डाल देते हैं, किसी भी किस्म की पनिशमेंट, चाहे फिजिकल है, इमोशनल है, मेंटल स्ट्रेस है, जो भी हम उनके साथ करते हैं वो इम्प्रूवमेंट लाने की बजाय उनको और ज़्यादा एट टाइम्स इनडिसिप्लिन बना देता है. तो हमें रूट कॉज ढूंढने की ज़रूरत है कि एक टीचर को डिसिप्लिन प्रॉब्लम क्यों फेस करना पड़ता है, और रूट कॉज चली जाती है वापस बैक इनटू दैट टीचर डज नॉट have her planning done in an interesting way for the students that will engage their understanding and their attention throughout the lesson. And if any teacher is successful to engage the understanding and the attention of the students, he or she will never ever suffer with the discipline problem, I can guarantee you. So as I don't have to make the video too long, I really want all those who are the teachers and who have to teach in the schools to be attentively, please, listening and watching to my videos, to be great teachers in the class. And those who are already great teachers and doing teachings in all these ways, I really salute them and pray for their further better work in the classrooms, because it's very, very important to be emphasizing on the teaching in our country. I was reading the survey the other day, and it was said that Pakistan is the country where very less attention is paid to the education center, due to which what happens that most of the time for all the projects we do not have the skillful people in our own country, and we have to call them from the other countries. And we can see then China is there overpowering us most of the time in all the fields. So it's very, very important to focus on our own education department to make our teaching that much interesting and understandable for our students, that even in the end, if they have to cram things, they don't feel it boring, but they enjoy even cramming things, because we have made all their concepts clear through our very creative, innovative pedagogical skills. So dear teachers, the first step, very important step that I have discussed today in how to teach is having the clear aims and objectives in our day-to-day teaching for our students according to the topic that I have to teach. So I'm sure it's going to be a great help for all those who are teaching, and it reaches, my video and my channel reaches to the specific people I want to really talk to and I really want to reach out to. So definitely then we are all together as a team going to bring a very, very positive change in our education system. So with that, now I would say goodbye to all of you, and in my next video I will be then explaining the next important step of the creative and understandable, interesting lesson planning, and that will be motivation, and I will be talking about it in my next video. So stay tuned, take great care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video, which hopefully this time I'll be just uploading within 2 to 3 days. Thank you very much. Stay tuned, and don't forget to please also press the like buttons. I can see many of you views, but when I see that thumbs up, it's very less. So I would request all of you, when you watch the video, when you listen to it, you can also give me the thumbs up. You can also give your comments. How is it going? How can we further improve it? And above all, you can then subscribe the channel as well. Thank you very much. God bless you. Take great care of yourself. Bye. See you in my next video.